Hi again, this is Lily Hills, the author of the Body Love Manual, How to Love the Body You Have as You Create the Body You Want, and the creator of the Master Your Mind, Master Your Weight online training. Thank you again for joining me for this video series in which I'll be continuing to teach you the natural keys to weight loss, the pleasurable and permanent way, without dieting or taking appetite suppressants or over-exercising or denying yourself your favorite foods. Why pleasurable? Because pleasure is good, and uber enjoyable eating is one of the great joys in life. And the more different forms of pleasure you have in your life, the more likely you are to lose weight, because food won't be your predominant form of pleasure. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you why you should be eating a wide variety of foods, including some of your favorite foods on this Eating in Alliance program. That's right, you don't have to deny yourself any of your favorite foods unless you have a medical condition or an allergy to a particular food. In fact, if you have any medical condition, I recommend running the Eating in Alliance program and the Body Love Manual by your doctor prior to beginning. But any doctor that has even a small dose of common sense can't help but agree with this healthy and natural approach to losing weight, listening to your body. Who could argue with that? As we've discussed, eating in alliance with your body means listening to it and feeding it when it's hungry. And you can feed it any food you want. If you love pepperoni pizza, enjoy. If you're an ice cream lover, bon appetit. If you love pasta, have at it. This body-connected approach to weight loss is not as much about what you eat, rather it's about when you eat and how much you eat. Now, this is not a free-for-all where you unthinkingly and instantly go for every taboo food that's previously been considered off limits. This is about predominantly eating healthy foods and allowing yourself some of the lower nutrition foods without going hog wild on them. This is balanced natural eating. Balanced eating means mostly eating healthy choices prepared in a way that you go cuckoo for, that are absolutely delicious, with room for some of the fun foods you also love. Again, those lucky souls that naturally maintain their healthiest weight are enjoying a huge variety of foods. They're just tuned into their bodies and have learned to eat in sync with their physical appetites rather than their emotional appetites. They eat in partnership with their body. They stop at a 5 rather than a 7, 8, 9, or 10, and eat their favorite food combinations. So this key to permanent weight loss means allowing yourself freedom around food, the way you might remember eating when you were really young, before you got the message that dieting and denial are the best ways to lose weight, or before you had the stresses that were making you reach for foods you're not hungry for. Here's why allowing yourself freedom and pleasure around food is so important. Because once you stop defining foods as good or bad, you'll not only lose the guilty feelings that make you eat more than you're truly hungry for, but you'll also lose the obsession with foods that you previously considered off limits. When I first started to equalize all foods in my mind and see broccoli the same way I did peach pie, it quieted the voice in my head that told me that I was bad for eating pie. And when I felt bad for eating pie, it made me eat much more because I thought, well, after this, I'm not going to eat this again. I'm going to eat as much as I can now. You can see the vicious psychological cycle here. Giving yourself permission to eat any food you want, as long as you're hungry, and as long as you don't have a medical condition, will help you to get over that backlash effect where you binge eat because somewhere in your conscious or subconscious mind, you're beating yourself up for going off. If all foods are legal on this program, you can't make a bad choice. The only way to go off is if you eat way more of this food than you're truly hungry for. And the truth is, when you're eating in alliance with your body, you're going to be drawn towards the healthier foods predominantly. Now, this is a practice, and you may be nervous giving yourself free rein in terms of your menu of choices, but in time, you get used to it. And you'll love eating your favorite foods even more because there won't be that feeling of remorse that you used to get when you overate them. Again, this doesn't mean you're going to be eating just the foods with lower nutritional value or that are high in sugar or fats. But after you legalize food and stop seeing certain foods as off the diet, once you get over the obsession with your trigger foods that are not as healthy by giving yourself the ideal amount of freedom around them, you'll be able to moderate yourself with tremendous ease, just like I do. Again, from experience, I know that the more you tune into your body, the more you'll be drawn to foods with higher nutritional value and those that serve your body on the highest level. You'll be less likely to want to eat the foods that make you feel lethargic and more likely to eat the foods that give you the energy to flow through your days with ease rather than drag yourself through. Now, I still eat every food you can imagine. Pizza and ice cream and cake and pasta, you name it, I eat it. I just eat it in alliance with my body. I eat till I'm satisfied rather than stuffed. It's that simple. Now, it's not always easy at first if you've been in a long-term overeating pattern, and it does take time to train the mind to stop suggesting that you eat in response to any uncomfortable emotion. But in time, it is as natural as waking up in the morning. Now, when I first started this eating in alliance practice, I was a sugar junkie, and I ate ice cream for breakfast and sometimes pie for dinner and dessert. But I broke the cycle by creating freedom around food, and now my sugar intake is about 1/20th of what it used to be. Now, if this feels too scary for you, giving yourself full permission to eat anything you want, introduce your previously considered off-limit foods one at a time until they no longer hold power over you. If there's one food that you just can't get control around at first, phase it out, just for now, or allow yourself that food just once a day. There will be a point where no food can entice you to binge eat. So take your time with this and experiment. I have one client that I work with that has made all foods legal, except she's put a boundary of no processed sugar, only natural sugars for herself. And this allows her to feel more in control. She still eats all the fruit she loves, just nothing synthetic. Another client only allows themselves frozen yogurt if they want a sweet treat, because it's their favorite, and they're totally satisfied, and every other sugar is off limits, just for now. She could then eat without guilt or remorse and enjoy that sweet treat every day. Now, everyone's a little different, so you have to make this program your own. There's no right or wrong. Rather, it's about what works best for you and your unique body. I hope you're totally excited about what I'm sharing. You absolutely can be, because the natural approach is a brilliant approach, and it's worked unbelievably well for me and countless others who have learned to eat in alliance with their bodies. And it will for you too, if you simply learn and practice the skills to listen to your body and stay connected to what it is that you're truly hungry for. And the mind mastery is the biggest piece of this, because once you get your mind on your team, it helps you to quiet that voice far more rapidly than you could if you were just letting it run in the background of your awareness. And I'm hoping the videos that I sent to you so far have totally changed your perspective on dieting and weight loss and given you much greater insight on your body and how it operates, and a greater respect for that miracle you're walking around in every single day. The last 3 videos gave you the roadmap to the treasure, your healthiest weight, and a relationship with food that feels healthy and non-compulsive. You're halfway there, at least, if not more, because now you have the information. The second part is training the mind to work for you rather than against you. Now, for some of you watching, these tips will be life-changing immediately. They'll make so much sense to you that you'll make the shift instantly. For others whose stresses are high and who have little support, you're going to want to study what it takes to dominate the mind and make it your servant rather than it being your master. If you're in a really strong habit of eating because you're bored or stressed or worried or upset for any reason, making the transition to eating in alliance can require more practice and heavy support and a lot of focus. The fact is that old habits die hard, and changing an old habit can be as difficult as uprooting a tree, and creating a new habit can take as long as trying to grow a tree from a seedling if you don't make it your top priority. So what are the keys to making the shift? Well, making your relationship with food and your body a top priority is a huge piece of that. If it's not number 1 or 2 in terms of your focus, it's going to be in the back seat of your consciousness rather than on the dashboard where you're going to notice it. It can take much longer to make the switch to conscious eating if you don't make it a major focus. So don't allow that untamed mind to make excuses that you don't have the time. This is life and death in some cases, and quality of life in others. Your mind is going to do its best to talk you out of making a full jump into the deep end because it's comfortable in the shallow end. But you can be waiting there for a lifetime at a weight that you know is not natural for you unless you dive in head first. The second key to making the shift is bombarding your brain and your mind with a new way of thinking and being around food, your weight, and your body. Did you know that most addiction treatment centers want you to check in for 3 months because it usually takes that long to break a habit? In any recovery center, they can immerse you totally in a new way of thinking and being. It's much, much easier to make a shift away from any old habit when it's the only thing in your thoughts for the most part. Multiple distractions in day-to-day life make it harder. So in recovery addiction centers, the staff gets you to hyper-focus for months on end so you have a fighting chance at overcoming any addiction. So get focused on your health. Get hyper-focused around your health. Keep it again on the dashboard of your consciousness so that the old thought patterns and the old habits don't continue to dominate the landscape of your mind. The third key to making the shift to eating in alliance with your body is support, and a lot of it. Again, changing an old way of being can be like learning a new language or learning how to play a new instrument. It takes time. There are no shortcuts here. But if you're learning from someone who's already mastered it, you're going to be taking a much bigger step in the right direction. It can cut your recovery time down dramatically. So finding a master coach is crucial if you're struggling a lot. Now, I'm not attached to which support structure you turn to, but I would absolutely suggest that you partner with someone, a coach or a therapist or a psychiatrist, who's overcome and mastered their own compulsion around food and their weight. They're the ones that can address your situation without judgment, with unlimited patience, and with experience. Those that have faced exactly what you're facing and they've moved beyond it, they're the ultimate authority. So if you're struggling, have a support system that works until you're not struggling anymore. It's that simple. Now, the support can be in person or virtual, but it's a non-negotiable if you want to get over overeating permanently. And the truth is, sometimes we need support in overcoming that urge to eat in the moment, not next Tuesday when we see our therapist or even the next day. When we want to eat when we're not hungry and that urge is really moving us forward against our will, we need help now. When I was struggling the hardest in my compulsive relationship with food, what I wanted most was to have someone or something who would be able to support me in my darkest, most challenging moments. Someone who would be available at 2 o'clock in the morning when I felt lonely or stressed or depressed and wanted to polish off an extra large pizza. Or when it was 4 o'clock in the afternoon and I needed a voice of reason to prevent me from heading to the refrigerator for the 15th time that day. But the fact is that that level of support is not available to most of us. Even when others want to support us, most people are dealing with their own hectic schedules and responsibilities. So ultimately, we're left on our own to handle the emotions, worries, frustrations, and fears that we try and alleviate through food that we're truly not hungry for. That's exactly why I created the Master Your Mind, Master Your Weight online training that you can access from the comfort and convenience and privacy of your home 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. This program is like having a best friend / coach / cheerleader who's available to help you anytime, day or night. I basically created what I most wanted when I was at the height of misery around food and my weight. And I know that if I had it, it wouldn't have taken me nearly as long as it did to get to my healthiest weight. So if you're dealing with overeating every day, you have to be training and mastering the mind every day. And one of the best ways to do that is to go to mind training school every day until you no longer fall prey to its suggestions to eat in response to difficult emotions or eat in response to habit or even boredom. Again, it's like having a coach and trainer and teacher and friend all in one with audio courses and videos that guide you step by step to master your mind and then master your weight. It has instructions as to what to do after a binge to get back on track with eating in alliance with your body after one day instead of after a week or a month of overeating. And we all know that once we get onto those binging cycles, they can last for a long, long time. It has instructions as to what to do exactly after a binge so you don't get stressed and depressed. It has steps for you to take to avoid binge eating or overeating. It has specific directions to help you through holiday parties or any social event where you're more likely to overeat. It has trainings that will enhance your ability to hyper-focus on staying connected with your physical appetites rather than getting distracted by other stresses in your life. In other words, it teaches you how to keep your eye on your goal. It has a morning inspiration program that helps you to get happy in your head before you start your day. It includes a 30-day jumpstart program that will ease you into eating in alliance in case you're struggling even with the information on eating between the 1 and the 5. All you have to do is click a button and start to listen to the training or watching the videos. I made it incredibly easy to do because I know all of us don't want even one more complicated thing on our plate. Each of the audio programs is broken down into 20-minute segments. So even if you listen 20 minutes a day, ideally first thing in the morning, you'll be moving towards your healthiest weight and free of a compulsion around food. If you listen to it daily, you can fast-track changing your habitual eating habits that lead to weight gain and learn how to master your weight once and for all so that you're not dealing with it for the rest of your life. The more you listen, the more you memorize the new thoughts and behaviors that lead you to your natural weight. No more struggling and feeling regret, but changing your relationship to food and your body starting now. The program is like getting a master's in healthy, permanent, and pleasurable weight loss, where you learn the skills to master your emotional appetites instead of, again, having them run you against your will. You'll learn the 10 keys to eating in alliance with your body for permanent and pleasurable weight loss. You'll be given more proven techniques for learning how to transcend the urge to eat when you're not truly hungry. You'll learn the mental skills to manage your emotional states, how you feel, so that you can manage the stresses that come along with parenting or working full-time or working a couple of jobs or being a part of the hyper-busy society we live in. And let's face it, it's a frighteningly busy world out there. It's part of the reason so many of us are using food to cope with that internal stress that most of us are feeling. The program's also going to teach you how to evict the mean or worry-prone roommate in your head so you can live free of the stresses that accompany being your own harshest critic. You'll learn what is at the root of your emotional appetites so you can face the experiences that have been driving those appetites and be free of them forever. You'll learn the most powerful ways to shift your stress-producing life circumstances so that you eliminate one of the major reasons we eat more than we're truly hungry for. You'll learn my top 10 keys to speeding up your metabolism if it's been impaired from dieting. You'll learn how to value your body and yourself on higher levels, which is key to being happy in every area of your life. You'll learn the forms of exercise that are optimum for stress reduction and weight loss. You'll learn how to structure your eating patterns so that you can lose weight in your sleep. You'll learn how to have more fun in your life and less stress. I'm a huge fun junkie, so I had to add that in. And you'll learn how to coach yourself beyond the urge to eat when you're not truly hungry. You're going to learn how to use your body to relax and calm and center yourself so that you can make healthier choices around food and determine whether or not your emotions are driving your appetites. You'll literally learn how to think yourself to your healthiest weight by learning cutting-edge stress reduction techniques that make it easier for your body to lose weight. You'll also learn the unusual habits you are unknowingly indulging in that contribute to making it harder to losing weight. And you're going to learn my morning mastery techniques, getting yourself pumped up to deal with the day with more joy and enthusiasm and less stress. You'll never start your days the same way again. You'll learn what you need to let go of in your life so that you can let go of excess weight, again, without dieting. Whether you have 10 pounds to lose or 300, once you enroll in the Master Your Mind, Master Your Weight program, it's an asset that you're going to have access to for years, more than enough time to make the transition to eating in alliance with your body. It'll serve as a full-time coach to you, reminding you when you forget to listen to your body. It's like having a coach that you can take with you anywhere you go to support you in getting back on track in terms of your body. So if you're on vacation or a business trip, this can come along with you. So you'll have your personal coach on call even when you're traveling out of town. As I've said, if I had this program when I was struggling the most, I would have been able to overcome my own compulsion much faster. But if I can help you to make your own shift faster, then it will all have been worth it. Again, it's the constant focus on overcoming overeating that makes the difference. But just in the beginning, when you're most likely to backslide to old eating habits. The first part, creating the new habit, is the most challenging, and then it gets easier and easier. Think of it this way. When you first take a class, the information you learn is fresh in your thoughts, so it's easy to recall. But as the days and weeks and months pass, many of us forget about what we learned. Should that happen to you, you'll have the program as your refresher course, another jump start to getting back in harmony with your body. The more you listen to the program and watch the videos, the more you will memorize the new way of relating to your body and food, and eventually, it will be effortless. All you have to do is sit back in a cozy place and listen or watch or download the material. The Master Your Mind, Master Your Weight program follows the same general structure as my one-on-one coaching program, but because I'm only able to take on a limited number of clients, I created this online program so that I could reach a much larger number of people, the 2/3 of the individuals in our country that are struggling with either being overweight or obese. The results you'll experience with this program, if you dedicate yourself to daily learning, are steady and gradual, and they last for a lifetime. Now, if the quick approach to weight loss worked, we'd all be running around at our natural weight. I'm sorry to say there's no quick fix that lasts a lifetime. Believe me, I wish that there were. But I'm thrilled to say that the gradual approach is the better one because it's the healthiest way for your body. Lose it slowly and then it stays off for good. As we all know, short-term weight loss usually returns quickly. The body doesn't have time to adjust to fast weight loss, which usually results from restricting calories. And as we learned in video 2, your body wasn't designed genetically to lose weight fast. It's designed to support you in holding on to what you got. And again, the great news is you're not going to be denying yourself your favorite foods along the way. You'll be eating your favorite foods in balance, without guilt and without judging yourself. It's the ultimate freedom. And along the way, you'll be learning to shut down that voice in your head that makes you more likely to stress out, feel anxious or hopeless or depressed. Losing the excess weight is a byproduct of losing the involuntary, automatic, self-defeating, and negative thoughts. The program builds step by step, so you have time to adjust to a new way of being and practice all of the 10 Eating in Alliance keys with your body for optimum weight loss. You can take the program at your own pace so that you don't feel frustrated or rushed, like you might in a traditional course where some of the participants might be moving faster than you, setting yourself up to judge yourself. And one of the reasons that the Master Your Mind, Master Your Weight program is invaluable is because at your natural weight, you're more likely to stay healthy and not have to deal with doctor's bills that come from being over your natural weight. You won't have to buy special foods and pills and shots from other diets. You'll be investing in yourself today so you won't have a gigantic bill in the future, not only in terms of money, but in terms of your quality of life. Equally important as your physical health and financial well-being is the emotional side, being happy every day and free from worries around your weight. That is priceless. This program is by far the smartest investment you can possibly make in your health and happiness. And you don't have to take my word for it. Check out the testimonials at lilyhills.com because they pretty much say it all. This program is also going to teach you how to accept your body rather than judge it, because the more you judge it, the more you're going to want to eat to comfort yourself. So loving it is one of the smartest things you can possibly do. And here's the best news. If the program series does not completely blow you away and forever change your relationship with your body and yourself for the better, it is a 30-day money-back guarantee. You have nothing to lose but excess weight. If you're not 100% thrilled with your purchase, simply email me and my team within 30 days and we'll refund the entire amount, no questions asked. It's a risk-free choice for you. I can only do this because I know the value of this program is far and away beyond its current price. In fact, the information shared is truly priceless. What you're gonna learn took me from being a woman who struggled every single day with food and self-judgment, who binged on a regular basis, who was often stressed and fearful and insecure, to where I am today. Loving my life, never worrying about food or my weight, and living at energy levels that make every day easier and more fun. I'm grateful every single day of my life to be free of the affliction around food compulsion. It's even more valuable to me than living at my natural weight, and I love living at my natural weight. And the same can be true for you if you learn to listen to your body rather than ignore it. If you want to jumpstart your weight loss, and you want the most direct approach to making the shift to eating in alliance with your body, and you want the highest level of support possible, try Master Your Mind, Master Your Weight, and invest in yourself starting today. And here's an extra bonus. If you're like I was when I was at the height of my eating disorder, I needed someone who could help me to overcome the urge to eat when I wasn't hungry, like a trusted companion and a master coach who could talk me down from the ledge before I ate compulsively. And one of the biggest challenges in making the shift to eating in alliance with your body, eating in connection with your true physical appetites, is that the mind gets so loud in its demands for you to eat something immediately that it's difficult to hear that rational voice in your tamed mind saying, just wait until you're hungry to eat. That's the voice you want to listen out for. Other times, that voice of reason, it's so subtle, even though you can hear it, you'll ignore it because you'll find yourself still, in spite of that, reaching for that package of Oreos or that bag of Doritos as if on autopilot. So that's where these powerful binge-busting programs come in. Again, I created for you what I wanted and needed most when I was struggling the most. Because there are audio tracks on this program that are soothing and inspirational and powerful. They'll be the voice of reason that you can turn to so you can calm and center yourself so you can overcome that urge to binge eat entirely. All you have to do is push a button, and with 3 different tracks, each providing different approaches to relaxing you and giving you access to your wisest and most empowered self, these audio programs will be like a trusted friend that you can turn to anytime you feel like you're unable to resist that urge to eat compulsively on your own. The binge busting section of this program also includes a bonus track, which will basically keep you company anytime you choose to eat when you're not hungry. Now, why is this of value? Because if you hear my voice calmly guide you as you're eating the food you're not hungry for, it's going to help to wake you up and get you to shift away from the food before your binge gets out of control. I created this bonus track because I know that sometimes that urge to eat is too powerful to resist. But I also know that I can support you in minimizing the binge through gentle guidance, which will remind you to eat slowly and consciously. It'll feel like you're dining with the expert guidance of me right there in the room. This bonus track is going to be enormously helpful in helping you to reach that wise and rational part of your mind that will support you in putting the food away just for the moment, just till you're back at your 1, and waiting until you're truly hungry to eat again. You can look at it this way: I'll be the voice of reason just until your own voice of reason kicks in. Please don't wait to start moving towards your healthiest weight. You deserve to be living at your most joyful, free of compulsion around food, free of the judgments that accompany being unable to lose weight, and free of that voice in your head that beats you up every single day for not being able to lose that weight. Again, if it's not my program, do something. Take massive action if you want massive results. Find the best coach you can and make you and your health a top priority. Also included in the program is a PDF of my award-winning book, The Body Love Manual: How to Love the Body You Have as You Create the Body You Want. This is basically the manual for the program, so you'll want to start reading it immediately. You have to take action today if you want your life to start changing today. So thank you for allowing me to share my message with you. It's one of my greatest passions to support others in being the healthiest and most joyful versions of themselves. And please feel free to share my videos with anyone you know who's struggling around food and their weight. My goal is to do my part to start ending the obesity epidemic, one person at a time. This is the moment that you can decide that you're going to take charge of your health and your happiness. It's your time. You deserve to have joy, and you have a lot of joy to make up for if you've been struggling around food and your weight for a long time. So thank you again so much for spending your valuable time with me. I hope this video series was incredibly helpful for you, and I wish you every imaginable form of health, joy, and happiness.